Okay, that should be live. So, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Free Association. This is Sunday afternoon show. I'm going to stay on for about 10 minutes or so, just to share some thoughts about Stan in the Park and the demonstration this afternoon in Newcastle. Stan in the Park is always interesting. It's a good crowd. There's a lot of variety of people there, and it's thoughtful. It's um, it's how do we solve the problem type of conversations. What do we do? What's the situation? That sort of thing. And I went along later today than I normally do. When I go up there, it's usually about 10:30. The official meeting time is 10 o'clock until 11, but usually it starts a little bit later than 10 o'clock. So 10:30 is about right for this particular local meeting. And today I went a bit later because I knew there's a demonstration happening. There was a walk through Newcastle city centre planned for 1 o'clock. So I went up to stand in the park about 11. Is that right? No, about 12. Hung around for an hour. Then we moved up to the demonstration. We started at the bandstand at Leazes Park. Hung around for a little while there, and then started to walk through town. Now nobody had told me the route. If I'd known the route, I may not have joined the demonstration. But it turns out that the route was right past St James's Park Stadium, just as there was a football match about to kick off. So we went past St James's Park at about 1:45, and the game's about to kick off at 2 o'clock, which means there's a lot of people just trying to get into the stadium. And they don't need a bunch of people with megaphones talking about vaccine passports as they're trying to get in to see their football, for which they've been double or triple vaxxed. So they've obviously made the decision. So I think that was a bad choice of route, personally, because it generated a confrontation that wasn't necessary. And I'm avoidant for that sort of situation. I don't consciously step into that situation, but obviously the people with the megaphones were looking for some kind of confrontation there. And it's up to them what they do, but I've got my choices, and I'll stand quietly and walk fairly quietly. And because of the confrontation or potential for confrontation along that route, I decided to leave the demonstration early. If they'd chosen another route, I would have stuck with it. But I know from experience you can't change people's minds by shouting at them. And my mind never gets changed by people shouting at me, so I'm making the assumption that that's the same for most people. So I think it was a bad decision. I think it was a bad organisational decision. And next time I'll make sure I know the route. So that's my experience of the demonstration. Standing in the park was fine. It was the same people that are always there, and they're a good bunch of people, and I like them. These demonstration people I don't know. It was a different crowd, and they've obviously got a different approach, a more confrontational approach than Stan in the Park has. But I prefer the more thoughtful approach, and I'm going to stick with the more thoughtful approach. So the next time there's a demonstration, I won't be there, just based on the experience I had this afternoon. Anyway, that's the feedback I've got for anybody who's interested. You can take it or leave it. It's entirely up to you. It's honest feedback, which is what I always give people. Nobody's requested the feedback, so I don't expect anybody to listen to it necessarily. It's just my experience. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you again soon.